All right. Kamen and Skye.
Mm-hmm.
Kamen and Skye. Where are you guys from originally?
North Carolina.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Tell me about your childhoods. Skye, what was your family like growing up?
I was raised by my mom, pretty much. My dad was incarcerated, and I mean, it was pretty sheltered, that normal, I guess. My childhood, anyhow.
Kamen, how about you?
Well, like my dad and mom both went to prison, so I was adopted out. But my childhood was great, honestly. My adopted parents, neither one of them did drugs or smoked. Went to church every week. We wasn't rich, but we weren't like broke either. It was just like a normal childhood, I guess.
Nothing terrible. Nothing
No,
dramatic.
no, it was good.
How far did you guys go in school?
I was good all through elementary and middle school, but I dropped out in high school. And I went back a couple times, but I still haven't finished. So I guess I'm still continuing education.
I dropped out in the 11th grade, and then I got my GED the first time I went to prison, though. So I got my GED at least.
What were you going to prison for?
I went to prison for organized retail theft.
Hmm.
Basically just like a bunch of larcenies. A lot of larcenies.
Do you guys feel like having parents that were in prison kind of led you down a path that was similar?
I've heard that, like, okay, so like my dad is crazy, like my biological dad. My mom, who he had me with, was a stripper. And so,
History of pieces.
yeah, I had never met my biological dad until I was 16. And I show up on his doorstep, and my first baby mom was a stripper, and like me and him, we looked the same, we listened to the same, like we had never met, but it's just like, it's wild how we had never even known each other, but we were like exactly, it's just weird,
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-mm.
And Skye, your dad was in prison?
Yeah, my dad was in prison for a majority of my childhood. He's been there, he's my dad, but we don't have the connection like I had with my mom. My mom passed away in 2014. I mean, ever since then, I've kind of grew up, honestly. I was a baby until I was, 23 when she passed. So, yeah.
Drugs have been a part of your lives?
Unfortunately.
Since when? When did that start?
Depending on the drug. Like, I started smoking weed when I was 15, cigarettes and alcohol, both 15. And everything else came, like, in my I was like 18 or 19 when I first did anything else, like cocaine or benzos, 18, 19. I don't really do that many drugs. He's the intaker on drugs.
Yeah. I pretty much started everything at 16. Like I started shooting heroin at 16, and I've been opioid dependent ever since.
What part of North Carolina are you guys from? Western or
Eastern Greensboro.
Eastern? And what led you out here to Los Angeles?
We joined we got put in a recovery program, and we were doing fine until like the recovery program had it was too many different levels at the same place of sobriety. So there would be two days clean versus 2 months clean versus 2 years clean. That to him it was hard, but for me coming off of ice, I didn't have an issue with it because I don't go through or suffer the withdrawals like he does.
Yeah, see, this was like the first time in my life that I ever chose to get clean on my own. Every other time I got sober, it was, I was made to. I got sent to prison. But this time I chose on my own for me and her to come out here and get clean. I made it 14 days, which I know is not very long, but to me, it's like, you know,
No, it's
I've
good.
never done that. In the last 10 years, I've
And on his
never
own.
gone 14 days.
On opiates, that's hard.
You know,
And
so,
he practically done it without any kind of medication to help.
but I was, like she said, you know, I'm in there, I'm 2 weeks clean, and then they got people coming in off this, like just getting there, and, you
Still
know,
have
they still got
drugs.
drugs, and they're nodding out, and, you know, I'm human. I made a mistake and I relapsed, but
What is your drug now? Fentanyl?
yes.
And Skye, what are you using?
I smoke ice.
Crystal meth.
And that's all I do.
How long you guys been together?
A year.
Yeah, about a year.
What are your goals? What do you want to see happen in the next few years for you?
The next few years, I want to see us both in a better place. A sober place.
You're in the worst place ever here, Skid Row.
Yeah, this definitely is not where I would picture it being better at. We always said we would make each other better, so that's what I want to do.
How old are you guys?
I'm 32.
I'm 26.
And you're staying where, in a tent?
Oh no. We are staying in between friends, pretty much.
Just crashing it wherever you can.
Pretty much.
I refuse to sleep in a tent on Skid Row. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good for you. Keep it that way.
Yes.
How do you guys make money?
Well,
Right now, the GR, that, you know, GR
Yeah, our
kind of helps
GRs.
us right now, you know.
and you got that recruiting job.
And I just started, you know, I go out and I find people who are willing to
Make
take a
$40.
test, like a HIV test, a blood test, and it don't matter what the result is. You know, you take the test, and they'll give you a $20 gift card to like Target, and I will get a card for referring them. You know, so I just started that yesterday, but other than that, you know, it's pretty much been the GR. You know, we ain't really. It's kind of, we've been struggling here lately.
It's hard to have a job when you're on fentanyl, right?
Mm,
Yeah. Well, we were in the program at first, and the program, you know, they don't want you to have a job. You know, they want you to focus on your sobriety at first. Make sure that you're strong enough to go out and be, you know, work and have money and be around it. So that was kind of what was holding me back then. But, you know, now I'm ready to work and I need work. I'm looking for work. So, you know.
anything helps.
Do you think having the parents, the role models that you had growing up, kind of almost limited your options, like in terms of what you're open to seeing happen in your life?
I mean,
From the outside looking in, like between him and his dad, I see like his dad taught him a trade. He learned a skilled trade from his dad, which was like carpentry and like what else? Framing?
it's the same thing.
Just whatever. I don't know about it.
Yeah, I do like any type of home remodeling, and like I can build decks, lay floors,
And he's
vinyl
good at
siding,
it.
anything like that. Anything other than electrical and plumbing, I can pretty much do. You know, I'm not like him. You know, he's been doing it 30 years, but you know, he's taught me good, and like I can pretty much. Like if I had money and I had my tool belt, and my tools, I can pretty much walk on any construction site and get a job, you know, with what I know. But you know, I don't have anything out here right now, so I'm just we're trying to get started, you know.
Have you OD'd on fentanyl?
Many times.
The drugs out in LA are way stronger than the ones back in North Carolina.
Is that right?
It is.
Stronger, and there's more of it.
And the last time he OD'd was maybe about a week and a half ago, right? But he didn't know. He doesn't count that because he wasn't there, of course. But I counted it because I was there.
It's when you OD, it happens so fast. You know what I mean?
And
We
when
were
you wake up,
literally
and
in a
when you
restaurant.
when you come to, you're disoriented.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. But we were in a restaurant, and I told her, I was like, we ordered. I said, all right, well, I'm going to meet you outside.
I
And
was outside looking for him.
I was going outside, and there was a table right at the door, and I sat down for a second. All I remember was putting my head down, and I woke up, people yelling at me, she's yelling, and I'm like, what's going on, you know? And I OD'd and went out, you know? So I definitely recommend, if you know anyone doing drugs, or even if you don't, like, just period. I think everyone
Out
should carry Narcan,
Narcan.
just because you never know when you can save someone, you know?
Yeah.
You might be in the restaurant ordering food, and somebody at the table next to you, you know?
It's an easy way to save a life.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have kids? Either of you guys?
I have kids of my own. He has kids of his own.
Right.
Where,
Yeah.
where are the kids?
My kids are back home, and their grandmother has custody of them, and I'm working on getting a home for them here.
You have kids too?
Yeah, I had a daughter and a son, a 9-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. My son is with my adopted parents who raised me, and my daughter is with the mother right now.
If you guys had your lives to live all over again, what would you have done differently?
A lot. I like to say, if I could go back and know what I know now, I'd do things a whole lot different.
You know, I say that, and you know, I definitely, you know, the drugs and everything that I've chose to do, and I've lost a lot of time with my kids, you know, being in prison, which, you know, I hate it, but at the same time, I don't know if I would change anything. You know what I mean? Because like, it's made me who I am. Like, I am who I am because of what I've gone through. So,
Learn from your mistakes.
What are you guys afraid of now? What do you worry about at this point in your lives?
I'm afraid of. I guess my goal that I have is to be the best dad to my kids that I can be, and I haven't really started off too great at that because I've missed so much time with them. But I guess what I'm afraid of is failing, you know, at being a dad. Really, that's about it.
I am afraid of basically the same thing, because like me and my kid's dad's mom, we're not on agreeing terms, so like it's not gonna be easy to get my kids back. So I guess I'm afraid to not be enough or be, you know, what is suitable for the standards of me to get them back would be. So I guess that would be considered failure too. There's not much I'm scared of. I try not to be scared.
Is it harder being on the streets as a couple than it would be if you were on your own?
Definitely not. I feel like if we were on our own, it'd be harder.
I couldn't make it without her. I'm telling you. This girl right here, she keeps me going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to strangle her sometimes, but you
I'm gonna
know,
hang you off the roof one day.
but I love her, you know. Couldn't do it without her.
Is it going to be harder for you guys to get clean if you're together?
No,
No.
the
'Cause
only
we had
reason
two
I made it as
different
long as I
drug of
did
choice.
was because she was with me, you know. If I didn't have her there to, like, you know, keep reassuring me, you know, you can do it, you can make it, and I was by myself, I'd have said, you know, screw it, and went and got high on day 2, you know.
And it also helped too because we each have a different drug of choice, so we wouldn't
Right.
be a trigger to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One's an upper and one's a downer.
Yeah.
How does that affect your relationship?
Just when it takes too many naps, you know, when you get high. all
Yeah,
the
these
time.
fentanyl addicts pass out all the
Yeah,
time.
you go to sleep all the time. That'd be annoying, but I got over it.
And you're staying up all night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we've
It's the right
kind of
opposite.
we've learned to work it out, you know.
What do you think of Skid Row? You've been here for how long?
Yeah. We ain't been on Skid Row the whole time we've been here. We've only been out this way for about, what, a week
A
maybe?
week, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like it. I'd rather go
Before
out
here, we
that
were
way on the
out-
other side of MacArthur.
Yeah, we were out towards like MacArthur
Well,
Park.
that's not much better.
And no, but we were past it, like, you know, where Pico and Hoover are.
MacArthur Park is
down at
horrible.
end.
I'm gonna tell
Yes.
you that right now. It's like zombie land. Honestly.
That's why I call it Zombie Land.
It is
After night,
horrible.
it's Zombie Land, complete Zombie Land.
I went out there one night by myself, and it was like 3:00 in the morning. And I told Skye, I said, "Listen, I don't care what the deal is. Don't ever go out to that park or anywhere really, but especially the park by yourself at night because it's something else."
He actually fell asleep on a park bench and got his phone taken.
Well, that happens every hour
Mhm.
here. in
Right.
Skid Row.
And
These fentanyl addicts are targets for.
and they
Phones
took
and
my
everything.
phone right out of my back
Exactly.
pocket sitting at the bus stop.
No, the fentanyl addicts, you know them because you'll see them asleep on the street with their pockets out like a rabbit.
It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
It's true.
Like rabbit ears.
Rabbit ears. Here it is.
Do you have friends? Do you have anybody you guys trust?
Not
Just like each other.
exactly. I just trust him.
Her. That's it.
We don't really have nobody here. Back home, we didn't really talk to many people either.
I have people that I've met like in the program, and like I have a few people I've met on the street that I
They're pretty
will
interesting
talk
people.
to. I have met some really really cool people since I've been here though. I've met some crazy people, but I've met some people that
You should tell him about the guy, the security at the motel story.
I met this guy. He's a security guard. And he was in the Marines, but he
he had a story.
he-
It was
yeah,
a
his-
nice story.
I just met people that they'll tell us their life story, and it's like it makes me almost cry. It's like so touching and like powerful.
Yeah, a lot of people have been through a lot.
Yeah,
This guy, he got shot 3 times
is
and lived.
I'm super glad that me and her came out to California, but
We've learned a lot.
I'm honestly I'm ready to go
Go
back. It's definitely it ain't like the pictures make it seem. It's
Not at all.
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore.
right. It's definitely
And there, I haven't seen no
Spirit.
angels. City of Angels, Los Angeles, nah. Where's the angels?
Not in these neighborhoods.
But I'm glad that we it's definitely beautiful. Like some parts of it are,
Some parts.
and
It's not covered in trash.
it's definitely been an experience for both of us. So I'm glad that we came.
We did go to Venice Beach. It was nice there. I liked it out there. The neighborhoods were nice. And I think we were planning to go to Santa Monica next, maybe. So it was like out there.
There's so many places that I want to go, but we're on foot, so it's
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to
hard.
go everywhere you want to go.
Hollywood
like,
was
make the
nice to
time.
see the stars.
Yeah, Hollywood was fun. I like Hollywood.
What would you guys say is the most important lesson you've learned in your lives?
The most important lesson is, I would say,
That's a good question.
don't trust. The only person you can trust is yourself. Really, that's the important lesson I've learned because my whole life, I don't know. It's just everyone that I let get close to me, I feel has, had secret agendas.
Even back in North Carolina?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are people any different there than they are here?
They're different, but at the end of the day,
And they're really all the same.
yeah, everybody, most, I won't say everybody, because like I said, I've met some really good, solid, genuine people. But for the most part, everyone's like, just out for themselves. They could care less what happens to you at the end of the day. And I've come to find that she's the only one who has meant anything that she has said and stuck with. She got on a plane and flew across the United States with me. Like, and before this, we were in the woods in a tent. You know what I mean? Like, we were just like nothing. And then I'm like, you want to go to California? And she's like, yeah.
That's because he was remodeling his grandpa's property. So it was kind of abandoned and condemned. Couldn't stay in
But
it.
for her to take that, just like, yeah, sure, and like go with me and trust me, that
It's
trust
great
that
to have somebody
everything
that
would
you
be
can
okay. You know, it's cool.
Excellent. All right. Kamen and Skye, thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Yeah.
Wish you guys lots of luck.
Thanks.
Good luck getting away from here.
I know. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.